What's going on, guys? Hope you're having a blessed day. Excuse the lighting, it is evening. I just got done with a run here, about 5 miles. So it was a pretty decent run. I'm pretty winded, so I'm breathing heavy, that's why. But I just wanted to come on here on camera real quick and talk about some impromptu thoughts I'm having, as I was kind of running. And it's a topic that I've talked about before, which is this idea of sacrificing the fantasy. And it's actually an idea that I got from Chris Nolan, who is one of the best filmmakers alive, in my humble opinion. But he actually gave an commencement address at one of the Ivy Leagues. I think it was Oxford or something like that. And he talked about this idea of sacrificing your fantasies in order to actually achieve things. Let's see if I can get somewhere a little bit better lighting. It's kind of dark. Over here looks a little better. But he was talking about this idea of sacrificing your fantasies. If you want to do anything in this life, if you want to move the needle at all, you have to be willing to sacrifice your fantasies. And what he meant by that, and I think the exact quote that he used was that he doesn't encourage people to chase their dreams. He encourages people to chase their reality. Okay, and the idea that he was getting at there was that it doesn't cost anything to fantasize about doing things. It doesn't cost anything. When I'm sitting in bed and I'm staring up at the ceiling because I can't sleep and it's late at night and I'm fantasizing about what I could do with my life, or the moves I can make, what I'm going to do tomorrow, that doesn't cost me anything. There's no sacrifices that need to be made in doing that. And it doesn't do me any good if I sit down and I think about what I'm going to do tomorrow, or even do things like make lists. I'm a big to-do list guy, but the to-do list serves a purpose, right? Like, we could fool ourselves into thinking that we are actually doing something, we're being productive, when we do things like make to-do lists, or plan things out, game plan, right? Write down a plan. When we script a video, right, which is kind of work, but it doesn't do anything if you don't film the video, right? All these things, they don't really cost anything. They don't cost. I guess they cost some time, but fantasizing about what you're going to do doesn't really cost you anything. You actually have to make sacrifices, and I just want to reiterate this point because I fall into this trap a lot. And I've fallen into it recently, where I will get so sort of caught up in thinking about what my life could look like if I did X, Y, and Z. I think about what it would look like to, get down to 10 or 15% body fat, and to lean, really lean up, right? I can think about what it would be like to grow a YouTube channel, and I can even sit down and game out what that would look like. What would my exercise routine look like? What would be my sort of business plan, for instance, if I were to, try to build a business, or what would my posting schedule be for YouTube? Oh, the street light's out. Super dark over here. Hold on, we're coming up with some more light. But this is a good example of that, right? I'm going to post this video because even though the lighting is crap and I didn't script any of this out. I'm filming this because I had some thoughts and I thought, why not? And I didn't really script it and it's not polished. I'm gonna post this anyway because it's doing something, okay? And by the way, I'm gonna post this and probably get like 30 views, if that, right? Let's see, where should we walk? Keep going down this way. Well, I'm gonna cut over here. That's a busy street over there. It's gonna be super noisy. But, you know, I'm gonna post this and probably not get that many views. And I'm okay with that. Because you gotta get used to doing things in the dark. You gotta get used to doing things with nobody watching. Because the fact of the matter is that 99.99% of your journey is gonna be done in the dark. Let's go hang out at this street light here. Because the fact of the matter is, man, and this is one of the best like lessons that I'm learning, and it sounds harsh, but like nobody cares about what you do in life. Like truly nobody cares. Okay? And I know that sounds super pessimistic and nihilistic to an extent, but it's actually like extremely liberating when you realize that most people are not paying attention to you at all. And what that allows you is to just kind of free yourself from, you know, these anxieties, right? We feel like we feel like we're under a microscope all the time. We feel like everyone's watching us, you know. We feel like people are going to judge us all the time. And when you realize that, like, truly people are so much more concerned with their own lives than they are with you and what you're doing and watching your every move, it liberates you. It liberates you. It frees you. And so that's why I want to do more things like this, post more impromptu videos, because it's doing something, right? There's a sacrifice that needs to be made. Even though, you know, regardless of what type of views or whatever this video gets, like, there is a sacrifice of risk, like the risk of being judged, right? There's a sacrifice of time. There's a sacrifice of, you know, there's a few sacrifices that need to be made by doing just this little action, okay? I came out here for a 5-mile run. Is anyone gonna like pat me on the back and tell me good job? Absolutely not. I'm going to go home and eat something and go to bed, and that's gonna be the day. But you know what? I moved the needle just a little bit today. Just a little bit today. I made myself just a little bit better today by doing this. And so that's what I mean by sacrificing the fantasy. That's what Chris Nolan was talking about in his speech. Don't chase your dreams, man. Your dreams can become a trap. And I'm learning that. Your dreams can become a sort of fantasy land that you live in. And that can trap you because it feels good, right? It feels good to hype yourself up. Oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make these moves, man. Like that gets your, you know, that gets your dopamine up by fantasizing and picturing yourself, you know, in a better life with better circumstances, or, you know, in better health, or whatever your dream is, right? It boosts your dopamine, but it's not doing anything. Like there's no sacrifices that are being made by doing that, man. And we can create our own little fantasy worlds, and we can just live in them. And I'm guilty of that just as much as anyone. You know, I spend way too much time daydreaming, and not enough time taking action. So just a quick little video encouraging you guys, you know, don't spend less time. I'm not saying you can't have a vision for your life, but spend less time on the vision. Spend less time on the dreaming, right? You hear like, follow your dreams. You should be a dreamer. No, you shouldn't. No, you shouldn't. That's a trap. think that's propaganda. That's a psyop, right? They want you to dream. They don't want you to do things. Who's they? I don't know. But you get what I mean. Go out there and do stuff, all right? Go on that run, even though no one's going to care. Guess what? You care. God cares. He's watching. I care. I want you to be better, okay? So let's be doers this year, especially, we're on the cusp of a new year. This is only March. We're still at the beginning of the year. Maybe you took a little while to, get started. Maybe January, February was a little slow for you. But maybe March is when you kick it into gear, man. Maybe March is when your year starts, your 2026 kicks into high gear. I know that's the case for me, man. So let's go out there and do stuff. Let's make this year, let's just make this year momentous, Like there's no reason whatsoever why this year, 2026, the year of our Lord, 2026, can't be the just most momentous year of our lives. There's no reason. But you got to sacrifice. You got to sacrifice the dreams. So, anyway, that's it. That's all I got. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.